Hopefully we have some lip readers within today's chat because y'all, Jeffree Star is popping off yet again, and I guess TikTok like censored him, and I'm just so curious to know what he was saying. I was sitting over here trying to like piece together what he was saying, but then since they like briefly censored him, I couldn't tell, and I'm like, I'm so intrigued. I feel like more than anything, recently we were talking about Jeffree Star because I feel like, damn, he is popping up so much on TikTok right now. And I do have to say this, I feel like a lot of people thought that I was being shady. A couple months ago, I had made a comment. I was like, what's up with Jeffree Star being at 7.9 million followers for the longest time? I'm telling you, for months, he was stuck at 7.9 million followers. And I was like, damn, that's crazy because he goes live on TikTok every single day. He works with other brands like Anua doing their live, sales and things like that. So I'm like, how is he not getting to 8 million followers? And like I said, I'm not even being shady. I was just like genuinely curious because if you go live every day, you're uploading videos every day. He does makeup reviews like literally every single day. And each one of those at least get around, I would say probably an average of 1 million views. You would think that he would get to 8 million followers. But he just wasn't growing for the longest period of time. And now over the past month, he has been in so much drama, popping off about so many different topics and so many different people that now he's actually got to 8.1 million followers, which low key, I think that he's found success in that. And I think that now because he is low key like getting rewarded from being problematic and being outspoken and aggressive and all these things, I do feel like he is like popping off even more and getting a little bit more aggressive, which I have to say this before getting into anything, okay? Because I know this is like one of the number one topics. Oh my Lord, y'all. And you know what? I'm always going to stand 10 toes down on the ground for this. I don't care what you say. I'm a very open-minded person. People are calling him out obviously for like his political views and his political beliefs and whatever. I don't know where you guys come from, okay? But within my family, we have so many people that just think differently. And we have normal conversations about this. Like, I shit you not, every single time we have a barbecue or a family birthday party, or if we go to dinner and some topic comes up, we sit there and we talk about like, oh no, I took it this way, or I think I see it this way. Like, no, I don't believe that. Or just whatever the case is, we have normal discourse. And I am starting to realize now we're in trouble as a society that people on the internet all want you to think the same. Everyone out there who surrounds themselves in a bubble of a group of people that think the same way, I'm going to highly encourage you to step out of that bubble and start having conversations with people who don't think the same way as you, because I genuinely believe it is unhealthy to surround yourself with people that think the same way as you. That is just not okay. Like, because then you're starting to have a one-track mind. You're going to become very narrow-minded, very closed-minded, and you're going to start being hateful towards other people because you don't understand their beliefs or their opinions or their thoughts on a topic. And that's going to get very dangerous if you start having a one-track mind. Like, low-key, y'all, it's like nobody's robots over here. And as soon as you start, thinking one way, I think that's unhealthy, okay? That's just my opinion. I will die on that hill. I love having disagreements with people that are obviously healthy disagreements. I think it is very, very good for the brain. I think it's very good for the mind. I think it is so good to have a conversation with somebody that you disagree with, of course, if it is respectful. If it gets disrespectful, then I'm ready to pop off. You know what I'm saying? But this is where I see so many people going at Jeffree sideways for his beliefs. And I'm sitting over here like, y'all, let him have his beliefs. Like, okay, that's his beliefs. That's his opinions. He can think whatever he wants, say whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? Where I personally have a problem with Jeffree Star is how aggressive he is. Like, y'all, seeing the way that he pops off and the things that he says about people, I'm like, why do you have to be so aggressive and so hateful and just have so much animosity and anger built up within you? If you guys don't recall, I recently said within a video, I was like, I'm not trying to be like a therapist, but I was like, damn, I really do feel like Jeffree Star has had a whole lot of childhood trauma that he just can't get through. And he has so much built up anger within him. So every single time that he disagrees with somebody or doesn't like what somebody says or has a strong opinion about something, he has to be so hateful and aggressive about it. If you guys watched my Cardi B video to where he was popping off on Cardi B, I was sitting over here like, sir, if you don't like the album, that's fine. I didn't like the album, okay? But do you have to get out there and be so hateful and be so like angry about it? That's where my problem kicks in. Him having his views and his opinions, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a fan of it. I really am. Because at the end of the day, if I have an unpopular opinion, I don't want people getting crazy with me. I don't want them popping off, getting, like, oh, blah, 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 you're this, you're that. Like, to me, that is dangerous. And this is where I'm saying normal, healthy discourse, I think, is very, very good, okay? Anyways, y'all, the very first thing that we're going to talk about, because the main thing that I want to talk about, and this to me, I am so sorry, y'all. Like, I seen Jeffree Star recently open up about a lot of people and saying that, it's very bad for people to have a certain train of thought or to view things a certain way, which I'm like, okay, maybe I could agree with him on. However, it's so crazy that he's talking about the YouTube CEO and the things that he was saying, y'all. I was like, okay, we'll get into that after. I was like, low key, it's crazy, okay? I was like, this is where I'm so sorry to say that, but this is where I just see so much hate within Jeffree Star. This is where I'm just kind of like, boo, simmer down. I understood why he was that way. And you know what? Actually, let me explain this really fast. When he was first coming out in his MySpace eras, to which everyone says he was so damn problematic and he was so this and that, I'm like, y'all, growing up at that time, me and Jeffree Star are only 3 years apart from each other, and we grew up within the same. Y'all, he grew up in OC, I grew up in LA. Like, y'all, my bestie went to the same high school as him. Like, so I know the type of like demographic in the area that he grew up in. And I'm so sorry, y'all. This is a hot take right here, apparently. But depending upon where you grew up, it really does, have a lot to do with your train of thought and the way you act. And growing up in LA/OC, you know what I'm saying, during that time, it was the thing to do to be problematic, offensive, and like now it's called rage baiting, but that was the thing to do back then. So seeing him act the way that he was back then, I understood it more, especially because I have to say too, being as flamboyant as he is, like, oh my gosh, y'all, like, it was not how, loving and accepting the world is today. It's like, no, it was very bad. So I had more of an understanding of him back then, and I understood why he was so aggressive and why he was so out there. One, for rage baiting, two, obviously to get the clicks and views and to get people talking about him, and he was seeking attention. But then also too, I could understand if he did have like hate in his heart, because obviously during this time, people would look at him like he was an alien, and they would obviously like gay bash him and things like that. So I totally understood it. However, now that I want to say he's 38 years old, maybe 39 now, it's kind of like, okay, boo, we're going to need you to figure this out and get it situated, because this is just not cute and this is just not the way to act. Like, certainly have your opinions. Say whatever the hell you want to say. 100%. I stand by that because I love an opinionated person. However, it's the way that you deliver the message. Okay, that's what I'm saying. The first thing that I want to talk about right here is because y'all know that this whole Tylenol thing is blowing up right now. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I guess the president had came out and said like, oh, Tylenol is not good for you while you're pregnant. Okay, so I'm seeing so many people, which I'm so sorry, like, oh my gosh, I just want to laugh at this because I'm like, what is wrong with people? So many people are now like downing Tylenol when they're pregnant just to be like against the president, which I'm sitting over here like, why are you downing Tylenol if you don't even need it right now? Like, what's like, oh my God, people have lost their minds. I'm so sorry. So everyone knows right now that Tylenol is like, the hot topic right now of like, oh my gosh, don't take it. But you know what's really crazy, y'all? I saw this floating around Twitter. I took a screenshot. Oh, I don't have the screenshot pulled up right now, but y'all can Google it yourself, okay? Tylenol had put out a statement in 2017 that they wrote back to somebody and said, we actually don't recommend taking any of our products while pregnant. So this is where I was sitting over here like, well, I don't know, y'all. Like, I don't know. This thing is, But anyways, we're not talking about that, okay? Because we are not getting down this political rabbit hole, because I know I'm going to end up wanting to fight some of y'all in the comment section. I'm just not going to do it today, okay? Anyways, me even bringing that up is because he had mentioned something about Tylenol, so TikTok censored him, okay? And I do got to keep it real with you guys. This is where I start having a problem with social media, is because here in America, we have free speech. And if you're talking about something, whether it be like COVID, y'all know, like now it's obviously coming out. Back then, people were getting banned from Facebook and YouTube, and they were being censored and things like that. Like, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm always going to be against that. I feel like people could get out there and say whatever the hell they want to say, because at the end of the day, you fall down this slippery slope of like, say, for example, if I have an opinion about something and then, oh, YouTube decides, oh no, we're going to shut him down just because I have an opinion about something. That's not okay. So TikTok, he was like mentioning something about Tylenol, and they straight up like silence him. And he's like mad that they, I guess, I've never gone live on TikTok, so I don't know how it works, but I guess they give you like a warning if what you're saying is problematic or misinformation or disinformation, whatever the hell the case may be. So he got mad about it and they muted his ass, and he was like popping off, and I'm like, y'all, we need the lip readers to step forward, because I really want to know what the hell he was saying, because I was like, oh my gosh, he was getting pressed about this. Check it out.
We're about to go into sub only because there's a lot of mentally ill people that did not take their medication today. Now, all you weirdos in the chat, you're silenced now. Thank you. Or as I'm being told what to do right now. Y'all ain't gonna see me on here much longer. Literally. Joke. Okay, TikTok, the store is closed. We good now? Are we good? Well, I was having fun, and so TikTok told me to be quiet. I asked a question about Tylenol. But I'm really not cocky. I'm just all about realism. I like reality. I like the truth. I don't get it. I asked a question earlier, and then I went back to reviewing makeup. It wasn't that deep. So I'm just curious why I'm being told what to do when I'm 39 years old. But like, what's the point of going live if you can't have a normal conversation with your chat? Right. Like, did I not say 10 times I'm not a doctor? I'm having an open conversation. I didn't say anything was factual. I had an open conversation, an open dialect as an American. Y'all gotta stop being so damn sensitive. Or if I'm too much for this app because you want boring robots, just tell me. I can take it. If TikTok don't want me on here anymore, I get it. But I'm not gonna be a complicit robot.
Okay, y'all, I'm so sorry. Watching that back right there and then seeing that he was on the phone, low key, I was like, maybe he pressed the mute button. But regardless, I need the lip readers to tell me like what was going down. I don't know if he called like a TikTok manager, because I don't know if you guys know this, but when you're like popular on social media, then you could have a direct connection to somebody who could help you situate these, problems right here. But you know what's so crazy is I really do think that it does suck, okay, if you're speaking about something on your live and for social media to like dictate what you can and can't say. And let me explain this, because I already know that there's going to be some really ignorant, narrow-minded people out there. You have to start thinking in a broader scope, okay? You have to start thinking with a bigger mind, because what if you're saying something that you don't like about Nicki Minaj, or if you're saying something that you don't like about freaking Ford, the car brand? Do you know what I mean? It starts going down this thing to where if you start saying things that, oh, just because this platform doesn't like it, that they could start silencing you. That could be a problem, because one day it may flip and you may be having an opinion about something and it's just a normal opinion and they could silence you. And that's where I'm just kind of like, okay, if you're not saying hate speech, if you're not saying any threats, then I think that's when social media needs to just stay out of it and let us say whatever the hell we want to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, hello, we got free speech here. And obviously when you're dealing with a public platform, it's public. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, lip readers, let me know if y'all could read what he was saying, because obviously he was really pressed about that. I have to go ahead and talk about this next thing right here, y'all. And this is the main thing that I wanted to talk about, was him popping off on the former CEO of YouTube, okay? And I have some thoughts and opinions before even jumping into this clip, okay? What he says, in my opinion, is really disgusting. Honestly, like, what he said is wrong. I am so against that. I do have to say this, though. If you guys have been on my channel for a while, okay, I have opened up about this. And I know it's going to sound crazy, but y'all can fall down your own rabbit hole and do your research on this, okay? Back in the day when people were speaking out about James Charles, okay, James Charles literally had the CEO of YouTube at the time come over to his house. And after that, people started having their channels demonetized. My videos about James Charles were demonetized, even though I never spoke anything bad about him. And if you guys do not recall, during this time, he was being called out for some serious allegations. You guys know what I'm talking about. And it's so crazy. I specifically said up on numerous amounts of videos, because so many people were like, why aren't you talking about this? Why aren't you talking about this? I was like, no, I'm not talking about that, because that has to deal with like legal situations. I was scared, obviously, because I had known that other people that were speaking out about it were getting their channels demonetized. And my videos about James Charles, just James Charles, I am not kidding you. If I were to put James Charles in the tags, even, I was just like doing a test on this, okay? Even if I was talking about Jaclyn Hill, if I put James Charles in the tags, video instantly demonetized, okay? So I do have to say this. The former CEO, in my opinion, honestly, she was shady. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, she ended up passing away. I have to say this too. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Because I actually didn't research this, but I'm pretty sure right before she passed away, I think her son actually took his own life too. I think that is so tragic. I think that is so damn sad. Yes, I do think her as a CEO, she was pissing me off, y'all. I was sitting over here like, why are you up at James Charles' house? Okay, like, you are clearly showing a bias there, and you're the CEO right here, and all of a sudden you go to James Charles' house and people's videos, mine, okay, included, are getting demonetized just because you met up with James Charles. That to me was very shady, and as a CEO, you can't be showing bias like that. And it's so clear to see that, like, oh, now we know the CEO is going to freaking James Charles' house. Clearly he's going to go over there and say, oh, I'm getting bullied or whatever, just because people were calling him out. Like, that low-key to me is very shady, and I'm so against. However, I would never, ever, ever sit up on here and be like, oh, she got what she deserved. Karma got her. The universe got her. I was like, y'all, I am so sorry. Like, for him to get out there and say that, you may have your opinions about her. Like I just said myself, I do think that she was shady. I do think that she was not the best CEO out there. Honestly, I don't think that she should have been the CEO, if I'm keeping it so real with you. And especially during that whole James Charles situation, the fact that, damn, she clearly did something to have people's videos demonetized. That's messed up. That should not be allowed. I'm not going to sit out here and be like, oh, karma got her and the universe handled her quick. Like, that's where I say Jeffree Star, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, you could have your thoughts and opinions about her and be like, oh my gosh, like, she was shady and she, ran this bad or whatever. But to sit here and say, like, she got what she deserved and karma got her, the universe got her, whatever he said you guys are going to see right now, I was like, he just, I don't know, y'all. Like, I like that he's opinionated, only because I do think that we need more opinionated people on the internet to show people you can have your opinions with about people, or have your opinions about situations or whatever, and like still follow them or still be cool with them or still, you know, watch their content or whatever. I think that that's healthy. However, sometimes I think that he's a bad representation of opinionated people, because sometimes the way he says his opinion is so damn hateful and so damn vicious. Do you know what I mean? To where it's just kind of like, sir, take a chill pill. Like, why are you so angry? You know what I'm saying? And what he said about Susan, the former CEO, I'm like, damn, like, low-key, I did not like her as the CEO, but like, would I ever wish for her to die? Absolutely not. Like, that to me is just so crazy. Or be happy, I should say, about her dying. Like, that's messed up, y'all. Check out this clip right here.
Y'all don't want to know about them damn YouTube stories. The old CEO of YouTube used to try to censor me too. She did. The old owner of YouTube, not the owner, the old CEO. The old CEO, horrible human. When I was the biggest beauty YouTuber, the CEO at the time was horrific. Behind the scenes, one day I'll be able to tell it. One day. It don't even matter. It's all stories now. But the old CEO of YouTube tried to censor me so many times. And you know what her karma was? Google it. Google what happened to Susan, one of the most evil CEOs of all time. Yeah, Google what happened to her. In case you don't want to Google it, I'll let you know. She's no longer on this planet. I'll spare you the Google search. She's no longer with us. The universe handled her quickly. She banned Milo from YouTube. You know that's been proven, if you want to Google it, that President Biden had real contact with Google and told them to censor any other conflicting opinions. YouTube admitted that they silenced creators because of the previous administration. It's a fact. It's on Google. It's real. Google admitted it this week. Did y'all see the news? They admitted to censoring creators for having another opinion besides Biden. An incompetent, senile grandpa that couldn't even form a sentence. They censored creators. And guess what? They censored me too. The old CEO of YouTube was literally an evil person. And karma took care of her real quick.
There, y'all saw from right there. I am so sorry, y'all, but I really am against that. I think that that was just uncalled for. You know, he could obviously have his thoughts and opinions about her. However, to be saying things like that and say the universe got her, karma got her, I don't know, y'all. To me, it comes across as a little bit hateful, but that's just my thoughts and opinions on the matter. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.